Hi, guys. It's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and welcome to your dose of realness. Every Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I welcome you to the show. Please like and share, but let's get started with the Best Life Crew song. Welcome, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hi, everybody. It's Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and welcome to the stream today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Marlene, I'm the content creator, and on this channel, I talk about positive, motivating, and encouraging videos, story times, and live streams on Sundays and Thursdays. I go live. So I welcome you to the show. Thank you so much, everybody. So, today's topic is I hate you so much. We're going to get down to the root cause of the reasons why we really hate people that either are in our life or not in our life, workmates, friends, family members. So, let's get started. But before that, let me go to the chat and see who is in the chat and welcome them in. Okay, in the chat, we have Boss Life Online. Hi, Boss Life Online. Welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. So, we're going to get started with this topic. So, today's topic is I hate you so much. What is the reasons really why we hate people? This is where we have to define and we have to get started and find out the reason. We got to start with the foundation. Why do we hate people? We usually hate people because of either someone's personality, either the actions of another person, or other various reasons, or the way that they treat other people. Various reasons why we do hate other people. But what are some of the reasons why you hate people? Let me know that in the comment section if you're watching on the replay. And if you're here live, I would love to hear what are some of the reasons why you may hate people. It's very important to understand why we hate people so that we can heal from whatever it is. We can heal from whatever issues. Most of the time, we definitely hate people because we feel that this person has done something wrong to you. They have done an injustice. They treat people wrong. They're rude. They're ignorant. It's lots and lots of reasons why we hate other people. So let me get into some of the reasons why I feel that hate stems from people. We have to always start back at our childhood. When you were a child, what was the way you were treated? Were you talked to in a kind way? Did people love on you and treat you respectfully like you should? Sometimes, if not, that starts with we inside of us. Sometimes unknowingly, we hate ourselves, right? So when you start to hate yourself, it's easy to develop hatred in other people. It's easy because if you don't have that type of love for yourself, how can you give love to another individual? Yeah, it's very difficult. So, what are some of the reasons why? Let me see what Boss Life Online is saying here. Sometimes no. Yeah, yeah, sometimes we don't really know why we hate people. And I used to did a little research going into my background from my childhood, and especially going through therapy, because I'm definitely an advocate for therapy. And in therapy, I found out that some of my hatred for other people stemmed from my own self. And I'll tell you guys what I mean by that. Sometimes when we look at people and because we could be jealous of them, let's just face that truth. We don't always want to admit sometimes we are jealous of another person, right? We want what they have. We want the way they look. We want their financial situation. We want who they're in a relationship with. We want something that we don't have, or they have maybe the personality that they want. Maybe they have the body size, the body shape that we want. So sometimes we may be envious of another individual because of that. Hi, Mr. Fulton, welcome in. So sometimes we may be jealous of another person, and you know that the jealousy can bring within us hatred, right? Let's see who else is in the chat. Hey, the weightlifting geek, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a great Thursday so far. I hope you and your family are well. Yes, guys. So we have to get to the root cause of why we hate people. So let's look in the past. Let's go back to your childhood. Were you fed love? Were you given the support that you need? Did you know that you were all of that? Were you, you know, given all support? Were you told that you can do things? Sometimes we don't get that in our childhood, and unknowingly you bring things into your adulthood, right? So that's why I'm bringing up this topic of I hate you so much, is because we have to fix the issues from our past, whatever traumas that we have been through, in order for us to not bring it forward into our present and our future. And why that's important, because maybe if you, when you were growing up as a child, maybe you were told, you were nobody, you were stupid, you were ugly, nobody likes you, nobody wants you, you can never do anything, I don't want you around, I don't care about you. Sometimes when we have that as our past stamp or the foundation, it's very difficult for us to grow into higher self-esteem. It's easy for us to be jealous of another individual. And sometimes we hate people because they don't they have maybe what we want. Maybe they have a great family and we want that great family dynamic. Maybe they have a relationship that we don't have. Maybe they have children that you don't have. There's always something and reasons why we hate people. And you got to get to the root cause. Why is it that I hate this individual? Is it that person because of their actions, or are we going inwardly and looking at ourselves? Let's see who just walked into the chat. Yes. Awesome, Mr. Fulton. Awesome. Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama. Welcome in. How are you? Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you so much. Hey, Angels Army. Welcome in. Good morning. How are you doing today? Appreciate you coming through. I hope everybody's family is doing well and you're having a fantastic Thursday so far. So join in on the discussion. Why do you hate other people? So let me continue on. Yes, sometimes we have to get to the root cause of why do we hate people. And I know for myself, I used to really hate other people because of my childhood, because of my past trauma, because of the things that I had been through, and because I didn't have love for myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't have any self esteem. See, we have to learn to work and fix our own issues, or we unknowingly bring it into our adult relationships, right? So, how is your self-esteem right now at this moment? Do you have a high self-esteem, a high love for yourself, a high concern for yourself? Well, then that's great. And keep growing on it and benefiting. But we're getting to the root cause of why we hate other people. And sometimes, not all the time, sometimes it's because of issues that you had in your past, your trauma, your self-esteem. When you work on yourself, that's how you can release and you can be happy for other people. You can move in your own lane. You can do your own thing. You can benefit. Your life can blossom and grow. So that was the first thing. We have to go inwardly and look at ourselves. Are we okay? Have we healed from the wounds of our childhood? any traumatic events and situations that you have been through. See, when you fix your self esteem, when you fix yourself, you can heal all relationships because it all starts with you. It all starts with you. Hey, Nancy, Evangelist Nancy, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, all my members, you're welcome to drop exclamation point member in the chat to have your link dropped. I thank you guys so much for your membership. Yes, guys. So, okay, we have language of horses just walked in the door. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. I hope you're having a great Thursday so far and join on this discussion. And you guys, please tell me in the chat, why do you hate people? What causes you to hate people? Why is the source? We're getting to the root cause. And because we get to the root cause, that's how healing can take place. That's how we can stop cycles of hatreds in families. Because I'll tell you guys something. Sometimes as adults, and we have children looking at us, other family members who are younger, they're watching us as an example of how that they should act. And I have seen, I will even say in my family, I'll just have transparency. There has been years and years, 40, 50 years of pain where two people in the family got into something. And then from that, cousins never spoke to each other, brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles. So we got to do things differently than from the past, because in the past, we used to always shove our feelings in the closet, put it down, push it down, act like things never happened, act like things never existed. No, that's not how you fix and heal things. See, silence is not the answer. Silence causes hatred to grow. Silence causes wounds to stay open. Silence causes trauma, years and years of trauma. See, we want to be different from the past. We want to be different from maybe the older ones from a long time ago. We talk about the things that bothers us. We heal those wounds. And that's how you stop a cycle of pain and trauma in families, because we know that a stronger individual makes a stronger family, which causes better workmates, which causes better friendships, which causes better relationships. So when we get to the root cause of healing ourselves, healing our own wounds, our own trauma, starting and stemming from ourselves, our childhood, whatever traumas we have been through, now we can get to the cause of why we hate other people. Because to be real, to be transparent, we have to work on ourselves and fix ourselves. Because if you got some things that happen to you that cause you to hate yourself, you can spill it out and cause yourself to hate other people. And sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. Sometimes it just starts with being jealous. Oh, look at them. Look how they look. Look at what car they drive. Look at their kids. You always have something to say about somebody else. And we have to get to the cause of, why do we feel this way about another person? Especially when they have done nothing to us. See, that's maturity. That's growing. That's enlightenment. That's knowledge. Being jealous never makes anything better. We have to be whole adults. We gotta have to grow up. We have to say what it is, what is my issue, what is my problem, and fix yourself. See, we can't change what happened in the past. I can't change that. I wish I could fix all of the traumas and the pain that you have been through in your past. I wish I could fix and change my trauma and my pain from the past. You can't change what happened to you before, but you can work on right now, so that you can have higher self-esteem, that you can be healed in your heart, that you can have more love for yourself. You have to start right there. So you fix and heal yourself, and then you can fix and heal your present and your future experiences and your future relationships, because strong men and women make strong co-workers, better mothers, better aunties, better uncles, better grandparents, better friends, better relationships, right? You got to start there. Yes, good morning to everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You guys welcome each other in the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, hey Angela, welcome in. How are you doing? Yes, that's right, Nancy. See, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a child, you didn't talk about things, anything that was bothering you, any wounds that you had, anything that was not right. You swept it under the rug, you hid it, you kept those family secrets, you didn't talk about it. But that doesn't help anything. That only causes things to get worse. That only causes more problems. That only causes a cycle of more pain, of more trauma, because you're putting a bandage over a wound, year after year after year. And as the years go by, it does not get better. It only gets worse. So we don't want things to get worse. We want to heal from traumas. We want to heal from pain. We want to grow up. We want to have adult conversations and say, this is what happened to me and it hurt me. This is what I feel about myself, right? And we have to start there. Okay? Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yes, language of horses. We have to learn that we have to grow up, right? We have to grow up. And it's hard to accept sometimes that this is what happened to me. This is what I have been through. This is my pain. This is my trauma. This is my experience. And when we speak things out loud and talk about it, it becomes real. See, shoving things down, pushing it down, pretending like it didn't exist is never going to help you. And it causes your self esteem to stay low. It causes you to lash out in anger at the people who really care about you and the people who really love you. It causes you to have all kinds of health problems. It makes you feel stressed out. See, you got to pour all that pain, all that toxin, all that poison out of your heart so that you can heal. It'll help you to even feel better. You feel like your load is even lighter, right? Your load will be lighter. Yes, I would love if you guys would join my channel membership. I would love that. Yes, guys. So let's go on to the next point. So the first point is that we have to work on ourselves, acknowledge what we have been through, acknowledge our self-esteem, acknowledge your trauma. See, acknowledging things is the first step. See, most of the time we deny the things that happen to us. We say, oh no, that didn't happen to me. Or you pretend, or you push it to the back, or you make an excuse. But no, we're adults. We're adults. We're grown-ups. We don't just make excuses and act like things didn't happen. No, that's not what we do. See, that's the way that you do when you're a child. When you're a child. But when you grow up and you're mature and you're an adult and you say, I want better for myself, right? And you have to want better for yourself. You have to want better for yourself. And nobody can do that for you but you. You have to want your life to improve and your life to get better, right? Okay, guys, let's go on to the second point. And the second point, the first point was acknowledging. Now, number two is learning to process. See, we have to learn to process and how do I say the word? My tongue gets tied over. Compent. What is it? Let me write it in the chat. Let me put this in the chat. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, this is the word. I couldn't think of how to spell it, so I'm copying and pasting it. Copy. Now I'm going to put it in the chat. That's the word that I always get tongue-tied on. Compen. Oh man, you guys know what I mean. That word means that you are dividing it. You're putting things into sections or categories. So any issues, any trauma, anything that you have been through, you got to put it in. This happened to me in my childhood. This happened to me in my young adulthood. This happened to me in my adulthood, my later adulthood. So that way you can fix it. Okay, now I'm going to work on my issues from my early childhood. Now I'm going to work on my issues from my teenage years. Now I'm going to work on my issues from my adulthood. See, you work on it, you work on it, and you work on it. Boss Life Online, you have a hard time with that word too? Yeah, sometimes I have a hard time saying certain words. Whatever. I'm just real. That's what it is. So when you put things in sections, you got to put things in sections so that you can learn to identify and fix things one thing at a time. See, sometimes you're trying to work on everything that happened to you at one time, and that's impossible. You can't fix everything. You got to work on one thing at a time. So, say you had a trauma or a painful experience from your early childhood, work on that, heal that, then go to the next one and go to the next one so that you can feel better about yourself. See, this live stream is to talk about the uncomfortable things. We don't want to accept sometimes that we have had a past, that we have been through things, but every single person has. Every single person has. And that's part of being an adult. You have to say, yes, I have been through a storm, but are you going to just sit down for the rest of your life and say, I've been through a storm? I've been through problems and trauma, or call yourself, I'm broken. And that's what I say. You have to stop calling yourself broken if you want to be healed. You got to speak that out of your mouth. I am no longer broken. I am healed. You have to make a choice to want to heal from the wounds from your past. I made a choice about 9 years ago that I said, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be bitter anymore. I don't want to take it out on the people who love me. No, that's when you grow up and you say, no more, no more being angry, no more being mad, no more taking it out on other people. Right, language of forces. I think in life, it's always a work in progress. You're always working on yourself. I don't think that will ever stop. I am still working on my life. It is a continuing thing. Yes, Boss Life Online. It's a continuing process. That's why it's so important. Very important. Okay, so now after you put those things into categories, now you have to choose what you're going to do once you put it in categories and sections in your life. The third section is, how are you going to heal, to fix, or to get rid of things? So those are the three categories of the healing. You're going to fix, you're going to heal, or you're going to get rid of. And I'll tell you why it's important to put your pain into sections. It's important to put your pain into sections because some things, like things that you can't change, you are going to have to either heal it and then say, okay, I've done the best that I could do. That was my life at that moment. And now I'm going to choose to not let that take over my life. See, it takes a lot of mental strength and a lot of mental power, also courage, to say, I'm no longer going to let what happened to me identify me. See, we sometimes allow ourselves to be identified by our pain, identified by our trauma. And I'll tell you, then it puts us into the next category. After that, then we begin to hate other people. We hate them. And you hate people with a passion. I don't know if you guys have ever been through anything like this in your life when you hate somebody so much. What are the things that you want to do when you hate people? You want to get back at them. You want to seek revenge. Another thing is you want to take them out. You want to take them out. You want them gone. Another thing is that you're jealous of them. You're angry. You're bitter. You talk about them all the time. It becomes like a snowball. First, it may start with you're jealous of them. Then next thing, you want to seek revenge. And then next thing, you're trying to find a way that you could get rid of this person, take them out of this life. See, we have to be careful when it comes to hatred. Yes, some people really definitely give you a reason to hate them. And I know there's a lot of issues, there's a lot of problems, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of things that people do, right? That cause us to hate them, right? I'll give you some examples. People who lie to us, people who cheat us, people who have done wrong things to you, verbally abuse you, physically abuse you, sexually abuse you, financially abuse you. There's many ways that we can hate people because they take advantage of us. They take advantage of your kindness. They take advantage of your innocence. They manipulate you. They use you. And this can cause that hatred to run deep within you, right? Let's see who's also came in the chat. Good morning, Eunice. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope all is well with you. I hope your family is well. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Hi, Unique Speaks. Good morning. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. I hope you and your family are well. Join on the discussion. When I was growing up, we weren't even allowed to use the word hate. I know, Angela, it was like a cuss word. But there are certain things, there's certain reasons why you could hate people, but you got to identify that. And you got to remember that hate can make you go to the next level, ready to retaliate, get somebody. And is it even worth it? Some people, are they even worth that pain? Are they even worth you getting yourself in trouble with the law? Are they worth your losing nights and nights of sleep? Are they worth you being stressed out about? See, we got to learn to heal from that hate. We have to heal from that hate. Let's see what Unique Speak says. Yes. Hate is such a strong and evil word in my sight, especially when it comes to people. Yes, it is. Hate is a very strong word, but I'm telling you, I wanted to do this stream because I know a lot of people, they actually really hate other people. They hate the way a person looks. They want what the person has. They will try to take what the person has. They will do anything to get at a person. And that's why it's important to identify this. It's so important to identify hatred because it can just start off by jealousy, wanting what that person has, wanting what that person can do. And then it turns that you full all out hate a person. And then you start going into, oh, I'm going to do something to them. And then you start talking about other people and you want other people to start hating them as well. See, it's a poison. Hate is so toxic. And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this topic. I'm in a peaceful chapter of life. It is a blessing. Yes, I'm so glad to hear that, Angela. There's so many people are not in a peaceful chapter in their life. There's so many people that are angry, especially coming out of the pandemic that we have been in, right? It has caused so much stress, so much pain on somebody, so much people's relationships broke up. Some people have had loss of income. So much people have had horrible deaths. They're grieving, they're in pain. There's so many reasons why you could have all of this hate on you because you are coping with so many things. And that's why it's so important for us to identify and understand why. What is the reason why we hate people? Why do I hate people? Why am I jealous of another person? See, that all goes back to the root, all back to back to you. Why do you hate another person? We have to look at what it is inside of us. What causes you to hate that person? And then you can start working on yourself and healing from it. Yes, Angela, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to hate anybody at all. It really isn't. It's not worth it at all. Thank you for always bringing awareness. You're welcome, Unique Speaks. I do it because it's just something that I was thinking about. And I said, I don't think I ever covered that topic on my channel. So that's why I wanted to cover. I feel like this is a really heavy topic. And I know a lot of people will never, I say, oh, no, I don't hate them. But They're always the topic of your conversation. You're always trying to find a way to get at these people. You want to turn people against this individual or this group. So be careful about hating people. It's going to make you sick inside of you. And I don't want you guys to be sick and get health problems and be stressed out and lose sleep. And most of the time, the people that you hate, they don't even know. And sometimes they don't even care. The people that you are hating, you're putting all of this energy, you're putting all this energy, all this power into hatred, into hating another individual. And you're the one that's suffering. See, hate isn't a problem for the person that is hated, it's the hater. You hating other people is the problem. And I had people in my life, I definitely hated. I had people in my life I definitely hated. I would do anything to get them out of my life. I would do anything to get some revenge on them. I would do anything to cause them some pain just so I could say, ha, gotcha. Good. You're getting what you deserve. But what does that say about me? What does that say about me as an individual, me as a person? That means I had some growing to do. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. And I think two people just walked in the door. Yes, Angela, it has been so hard on everyone. And unfortunately, some people, it's caused people to do a lot of hating because, unfortunately, sometimes with the pandemic and being transparent, people passing away, it's caused traumas within families, and it's caused even people within families to hate each other because of how a situation went down, how certain things. Because I can even say for myself, I lost my brother during this pandemic 2 years ago, and I never fully got to do the healing that I wanted to because you weren't allowed to go in the hospital. We weren't allowed to have a service that we could all get together because of the pandemic. So that caused me to have a different type of healing, and learning how to cope with my grieving in a different way because we weren't able to get together. So I wasn't able to get the hugs that I needed at the time. I wasn't able to say goodbye the way that I wanted to. So that caused me to have a lot of anger and, mean spirited and taking it out on other people. So we have to understand and identify why it is that we are hating other people. I'm still trying to understand why so many people during the pandemic lost their manners. Yeah, that's another thing. I believe, Angela, some things is just a part of people. I think sometimes people push down, certain things about them and they put on for other people. But who you are will always come out in the end. It will always bubble up to the surface. So we can only put on a front for so long. And then after a period of time, the real you gets identified, right? So, yeah, learn to be kind. What does it take to smile at somebody? What does it take to say hello? What does it take to say sorry? What does it take to be nice to another individual? It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. Hey, PJ's Good News. Welcome in. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. The alternative to forgiveness is radical acceptance. Right, language of horses. Yeah. But I found that forgiving somebody for me is not the hard part. The hard part for me is forgetting. I can say, I forgive you, but it's not letting whatever they did to put me into a box. And we put ourselves in our own boxes. We put our own selves in corners. We do that to ourselves. And anytime when you don't forgive a person, not for them, for you, when that pain that trauma, whatever that person has done to you, when you have this anger and you just hate them and you just want to do anything to get back at them, you're hurting yourself. That's self-harming. You got to forgive them for you. You got to forgive them for you so that you can grow, so that you can benefit, so that you can be in your potential, so that you can work on your crafts and your gifts. Got to do it for you. Hating people is so toxic. Yes, so true. Hey, Miss Bull Roller, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in to this discussion. Thank you so much for being a member. I appreciate you so much. Hey, Trey and Nene, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming to the chat. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. Hating people is really a waste of time and energy. Life is too short to waste it on individuals that you don't want to have a relationship with. And I'm telling you something, Eunice, but you have to be in that mind space to understand that. For so long, I used to do so hating people, being angry, trying to find a way to get back at people, trying to seek revenge, trying to always talking about them. You know what they did to me? You know what they did to me? You know what they did to me? Telling everybody. At a certain point, we have to say, this is what happened to me. What they did to me was wrong, but I'm not going to let them ruin my life. Why? Because I'm a worthy individual. Why? Because I have better things that is ahead of me. And when we let those traumas, that pain, the hurt, whatever they did to you, when you let it take over you, when you let that thing that they've done, when you let that one person take over your whole life, it's not good. It's definitely not good. You are causing yourself to stay in a corner. You're causing yourself to be at a standstill. There can be no forward progress. There can be no forward movement when hate is all you have inside of you. See, what has to pour out of you has to be love. It has to be joy. You have to be enjoying your life, and you can't enjoy your life when you're angry at another person, when you're mad at somebody, when you hate another individual. See, you can't pour out love and hate at the same time. It's one or the other. Either you're going to be pouring out love or you're going to be pouring out hate. Which one do you want? See, we as individuals have to make that choice. What do we want? Do we want to pour out love, or do we want to pour out hate? Hey, LSP, good morning. Good to see you. And thank you so much for being here. Join on this discussion. My husband is in the back of the house looking at your Colorado videos. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see, you guys are talking with each other. Very good. Yes, Angela, we have to break out of that box. You have to break out that box, because I don't know about you guys, but for years I used to put myself into a corner by just things like people was speaking over my life, telling me that I was foolish and I was stupid, I'm ugly, I can't do things. And I was believing that lie, and that caused me to hate them. But also at the same time, I was stopping my progress. I was stopping my blessings. I was stopping me using my gifts, my crafts, what my vision is for my future. See, you can't listen to the lies of other people. Yes, when somebody tells you something, you got to choose whether you're going to receive it, and are you going to eat those words, take it inside of yourself. You can either choose to eat it, or you can choose to discard it. It's two choices when people come and say things to you, or people who are in your life. You can choose to take it in, eat it, or you can choose to discard it, throw it in the trash, get rid of it, block that person, don't listen to it. We have to learn to identify that. That's healing, that's healthy. We have to recognize, okay, this is good for me and this is not good for me. And at the time, that's what I did not know. I did not know that you didn't have to listen to the things that people say. I didn't know that you should block people, or don't have discussions with people, or have shouting matches. No, when you're a whole adult, you have to make a choice. Say, this is not healthy. This is not good for me. This is not a good person for me. They don't support me. They don't listen to me. They don't understand me. So pull back from those people. But hating them, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. Hey, Robert Gant, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you so much joining on this discussion. Let's see, what points? Did I miss any other points? No. Okay. So, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about this topic because I see so many competition, and I'll just say it just like this. Especially in social media, people will hate you, and they will hate you for no reason. They will hate you because you're talented at something. You're talented at the gift of gab. You're talented at, maybe you're a good singer, maybe you're a good editor, maybe you're good at gaming, maybe you're good at whatever it is that you do on your channel. And people will hate you for that. They'll tell other people to not come to your channel. They'll try to sabotage your channel. They'll try to spam your channel. But it's okay. Don't let the people who are, I wouldn't say beneath you, but the people who don't matter, the people who are not important to the future progress of your life, don't let those little, as my dad would say, mosquitoes, little irritating gnats, don't let them class you. You have to class yourself and identify, say, I am a person of light. I am a person of worth. I am special. I am important. See, people like to come to the light, but you have to choose to not stay in the darkness, being angry, being bitter, being nasty, gossiping about them, having all that hatred, wanting to beat people up, seeking some revenge. See, that's what happens when you don't know who you are. Just because you don't get along with somebody, you don't have to hate them. You just say, that's not my person. That's not my cup of tea. It's maturity. It's maturity. See, as a child, you used to say you hate people. But as an adult, there shouldn't be anybody that you hate. Not one person. You can hate a person's actions. You can hate the way a person treats another individual, but hating a person, that's heavy words, and it comes with a lot of baggage with it, because with hatred comes anger, with hatred comes stress, with hatred comes wanting to get back at that individual. So be careful with hatred. You can say that person's not my cup of tea. You can hate the actions of that person, but don't let it get to you and cause you to suffer from trauma, suffer from pain, losing sleep, because that's what it does. Hate is so toxic and poisonous. And I want to see you guys grow. I want to see you guys benefit. I want to see you guys do more in your life. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on our past. And if you don't, you're going to be angry and bitter for the rest of your life. Right, Robert. And that's right. Right there shows maturity. That right there shows, you know, that you know yourself, that you love yourself. Yes, don't hate anybody, just don't deal with them. See, right in that, that shows that you have a choice. Every day you have a choice. You have an opinion about what you want to think, about what you want to do. You don't have to hate anybody. Just don't deal with them. Just don't talk to them. See, that's another thing that I learned when you grow up and when you mature. Just because a person calls you with their foolishness and their drama, it doesn't mean you got to talk to them. It doesn't mean you have to listen to them. It doesn't mean you have to be all up in people's face and hugging them if you don't get along with them. As an adult, you make a choice. I don't want to talk to this person. I don't want to be around this person. I don't like the way this person acts, right? So just don't deal with them, right? That's mature people. That's mature. That's growing up. And I want you guys to grow up because this is Marlene Motivates. I want to motivate you guys to have make better choices, to have better experiences. I want you to have a better life. I want you to have joy as your portion. And you can't have joy when you have hate. You can't. Right. Good outlook, Robert. It is. It's a great outlook. Yes. No foolishness zone here. Yeah. And that's the thing about it, Angela, is that there is so much foolishness that happens when you have to deal with other people, especially on the job, especially the people who backbite and gossip and start drama and trouble. But once you identify how somebody else is, you don't have to deal with them. What is the saying by Maya Angelou say? Say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them and believe them the first time. So we see somebody is doing something and you don't like it, but you keep choosing to be around that person. Why? Why are you doing that? Of course you're going to hate that person because you keep dealing with them. As an adult, you have to choose when it's time to cut people off and say, this person is not good, this person is toxic, I don't like this person's actions, I don't like the way this person treats me or another person. You don't have to. As an adult, you make different choices. See, as a child, sometimes you didn't have choices, but now as an adult, you're a whole adult with knowledge, with awareness, and you can choose to do better. See, before maybe you didn't do better because you didn't think you could, but now you have knowledge. Now you can choose to have peace, and you will have peace of mind the more that you choose to not be around the foolishness, not be around the people who act crazy. Because guess what? When you're around other people's drama, you are going to be involved in the drama. That's going to cause you to be angry and mean and nasty and everything else. Hey, Eastad, good morning. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and joining on this topic. And guys, thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that so much. So I'll just tell you guys a little bit about my past. When I was younger, for those of you who don't know, I came from a big family. I have 9 siblings. There's 10 of us, and it was always like being the 10th child. Everybody made decisions for you. Until this day, it's still one of my pet peeves. I don't like when people make choices for me without asking me what would I like to do, because it kind of triggers me and makes me go back to my past. And that used to cause me to actually hate my family members, because I used to always think, if these are the people who love me and this is the way they treat me, then I definitely hate them. It's crazy how you can be in a house full of people and feel all alone. It's crazy. And I know I'm not the only person that has ever felt that way. So we have to learn to change from the past. Just because people are related to you by blood, just because people are doing X, Y, and Z, whatever. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, just because you have been through and you have dealt with people who don't act right and do the right thing, it does not mean that you have to keep dealing with people. We have to learn to stop bumping our head against the wall. We have to learn to make mature decisions. We have to learn what is right and what is not right. And when people don't treat us right, you don't have to be around them. Stop being around people who don't act right. Stop being around people who abuse your heart, abuse your feelings, who don't talk to you right, who never listen to you. You know? Let me see what Robert said. Every year, I look through my cell phone and erase the numbers of the people that are not on my side. Listen, Robert, I don't know, but I believe that that's an Aquarian thing because I do the same thing, and I have a friend, and she does the same thing. I go through my phone every single, like January 1st. I'll be like, I haven't talked to you all year. Delete. I haven't talked to you in 6, 7 months. Delete, delete, delete. It's important. It lightens your load. No, you are not alone, Marlene. I have felt that way too in the house with people, but felt alone. Yeah, it's a very, I can't even identify the feeling. I just know, how can you be around people and feel alone? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Hey, I am Tracy Lee. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're well. I hope you're well and your family. Join on this discussion. Yes. Yes, Robert. Yes, yes. So I just want you guys to heal from the past. I want you to heal from your various traumas and your difficulties because, as an adult, we have to stop thinking as a child, even though we are in an adult body. We have to, whatever it is that you have been through, whatever trauma, we have to say at a certain point, I'm sorry that this happened to you. I have even had to write this down. Marlene, I'm sorry this happened to you. But now you're a whole adult. Now you are here for yourself. Now you can love yourself even when people didn't love you. And sometimes that was one of the reasons why I hated certain people in my life because they didn't give me what I needed at the time. And when I got older, I had to understand that people can't give what they don't possess. That was so hard for me to understand. Why don't they love me? And I want them to love me and they won't treat me right. And why do they talk to me this way? People can only give you what they possess. If they don't possess love, if they don't have care and concern for themselves, if they haven't dealt with their own trauma. Hi, Cynthia Turner. Welcome in. Hey, Simplistically Digital, welcome. If you haven't dealt with your past, if you haven't dealt with your trauma, how can you be there for another person? You can't. You can't be there for other people if you have not been there for yourself, right? That's so important. And we have to understand that and identify it. Sometimes some people can't love us because they don't love themselves. You are wanting what they can't give you. And I spent so many years hating them. I hate them. I hate them. Why won't they love me? Why can't they show me affection? Why can't they give me their time? But they can't because they don't know how to do it themselves. People can't give you what they don't have. People can't give you what they don't possess. They can't. It's impossible. But what we can do is we can be there for ourselves, right? You can be there for yourself. You can be your own friend. You can heal from the wounds of the past and say, I'm not going to let my past pain, my past hurt, my past trauma hold me hostage, hold me in bondage, make me be unhappy, make me hate another person. Don't hate anybody. Love yourself. Work on yourself. Possess more respect for yourself. Possess more love for yourself. Do more for yourself. Step out of fear and walk, walk, walk in your talents and your gifts. Because the more that you turn up your fire, you turn up your fire and you pour more love into yourself. You pour more consideration to yourself. You give yourself more self care. You heal from the wounds of your past and you say, this is what happened to me in the past, but my past is not my present. See, what you have to do, you have to do it just like me. You have to turn your pain into your passion. And you want to know how I did it. You're going to have to wait until the next stream. That's what I'm going to be talking about, how I turn my pain into my passion. I want the best for you guys. I want you to benefit your life. I don't want you to be angry. I don't want you to keep having those headaches and health problems and sleepless nights and being bitter and angry with people and trying to get back at them. Don't waste your time on other people who don't love you. Don't waste your time on people who don't care about you. Don't waste your time. You deserve better. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be considered. Don't spend your energy on hatred. Find the people who love you and surround yourself by that. Cover yourself in their love. And don't worry about the people who don't. Don't worry about the people who don't. They're irrelevant to your life. They will never matter. They really don't care about you. So stop putting your energy and your time into saying, why won't they love me? Why don't they care? Because they don't. Don't worry about why they don't. Don't worry about it. You just focus on today. You focus on being a better version of you. You pour more love into yourself. You pour more consideration into yourself, and you walk in your gift. See, the best revenge is success. So you just keep being successful. You just keep being the best version of you. I want the best for you, and I want you to want the best for yourself. Yes. Yes, I want you to have the best for yourself. You figured that out in your 40s? Yeah, I understand simplistically digital. I understand. Thank you so much, Eastad. Yes. Oh, Robert always gives out roses, simplistically digital. Yes, it's the truth. It's the truth. I want the best for you guys. I don't want you guys to walk around and saying you hate people. I know it's hard. I know people are rude and mean and nasty and they've done things to you and burned you and scarred you and all kinds of things. But turn that pain, turn what you have been through into your passion for your future. Turn it around. See, you have a choice every day what you are going to do with your life. What are you going to do with your pain? What are you going to do with your trauma? It's all up to you. Now we're going to head over to Boss Life Online. And Boss Life Online, I would love if you would put the link to your stream. Oh, thank you so much, Simplistically Digital. Appreciate that super sticker. It's very much appreciated. I thank you for all donations. People should want to be your friend because of you and not for what you can do for them. Yes, Robert, I agree with all of that. Yes, it's the truth. And we're going to head on over to Boss Life Online. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream today. This was a topic that's near and dear on my heart. So now we're going to head on over to Boss Life Online, and she's going to be covering how to let go of grudges and bitterness. I feel like this was very good to go from why you hate people so much to now finding out how to let go of grudges and bitterness. Great topic. So we're going to head on over to Boss Life Online next. Click the link. I appreciate you guys for being here. And like I say every single video, story time, live stream. Just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. Bye, guys.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it and be it, and live your best life.